what I've done is I've switched up the usual, man. Same lure technically, that curly tail jig, but it's much smaller. I see these fish hitting the top of the water, and I thought they were bass, but I kept watching it, and I'm actually thinking now they're either crappie or really large sunfish. So, smaller lure. I'm going to try to see if we can drag it past that tree. Maybe get somebody to ambush it, come out and grab it. So normally out here, I'd be pulling these lures past these tree roots. This is where the water typically is. And that's where the fish like to hide, and bass will kind of just shoal up in these tree roots. And now my fear is that this was the best cover they had. And then as the water recedes, you've just got this flat shelf. And then the next best cover they've got is the dip in that shelf for the center of the pond here, which there's no way I can reach that. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Finally. Finally, was not expecting that, but very happy to have it. Might have even been rolling, on both cameras. Look at that. Small bass, but just beautiful. Look at that perfect hook set right there. Took me by surprise, and I think I took him by surprise as well. Let's get him unhooked. A little fingerling, this guy. Really cute, really beautiful animal. Let's get him back in the water. Let's head out there. Oh, here we go. Tiny little, bluegill. Took a huge hook. Itsy bitsy fish, not very big at all, but pretty nonetheless. Put him back. I have a feeling there's probably loads of those all over the place. And you're likely going to be the first to get to this bait, no matter where I put it. So let's try that again. I'm going to put it just on the tip. This hook is way too big for this fish. But if you only put your bait on the tip of your hook, they're going to put it in their mouth. And if you lift into them at just the right moment, you will get them just like that. God, he took so fast. He took that hook in deep too. Really nice fish. Again, as long as you're very careful unhooking these guys. There we go. No harm, no foul. Back in the water he goes. Let's see if we can use the same piece of bait to get one more. See, look, very tiny piece of worm. That's all I got left on this hook bait right here. Just on the tip. Just on the tip. No matter what, no matter how big that hook is, if you can get the tip of the hook in a fish's mouth, you can catch the fish. Already. It's actually turning into quite a nice day. A little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of a breeze, not too hot, and we've got, camera's falling over. We've got fish. Pleased to have that. This is one of those days where, like I'm not out here trying to catch a bull shark. Bluegill are just fine today. I'm gonna put him back. All right, change of plans, just a little bit. I didn't have any smaller hooks, but what I do have are these smaller jig heads. And on the end of them are smaller hooks. So put a little bit of worm on that, give these bluegill an easier time getting their mouth around it. See if that proves our chances any. Drop this right here. Okay, got that one. There we go. fish. Quite pretty. They are taking it so quick. I think they're taking it quicker now because they can see that yellow jig head. I'm gonna decrease the size of the bait here so that it's just on the hook. Got it. Good sized one. Good sized one. Splashing me. This is actually a quite nice bluegill. Some of these are really tiny and some of these are actually decent. This one is decent. Very nice bluegill. Happy with that. Toss it back. You see, that's what did it right there. That jig head with just a bit of worm on the very, very tip. Just like that. New park, new little area I have not been to before, and I am so pleased. The big pond is over there. That is not what I'm interested in at the moment. I'm interested in this ditch here, this bayou that I have not yet had the chance to fish. Oh. Looky there. There's a fish. Oh, quite pretty. Get the pliers out. Again, doesn't have to be a super difficult hook set so long as it's deep in their mouth, and then you just can't get your hands where you need it. So pliers are basically just a lever that can go where your hand cannot. Really pretty fish. I want to try to grip him well. So I want to show you guys. Here we go, that tail, that shark's tail. I call it a shark's tail. It looks like a shark's tail. That symmetrical tail that has an asymmetrical appearance. It's just very strange. I mean, it's even on both sides, but it has that asymmetrical shark look to it at a glance. There you go. Beautiful little fish. The tail is my favorite part on these guys, that black outline. He's got a golden body, a little bit of blood, but he'll be fine. These guys recover quickly. They're very tough. Let's get him back. Whoosh, there he goes. Gonna drop this right down in there. Loosen up the clutch. Right, we're set. Yeah, there he is. There he is. There you are. That's a nice fish. For what we're doing today, that is a nice looking fish. Just don't stop paying attention to what you're doing. Look at that, guys. Beautiful. He's got grass all over that side of his body. There we go. Beautiful channel cat. Quite pleased to have that. You know, a lot of times when I'm out fishing for carp, these become the bane of my existence because they will beat carp to carp bait 9 times out of 10. But came out here looking for these today. Beautiful. Look. I'm going to show both cameras. There's, look, GoPro. There you go. I don't know who's going to get the color spectrum better. That's gorgeous. For you guys, look at that.
Beautiful. Quite happy about that. So pleased. Such a muscular fish. Look up here by my left index finger. You can just see the long, sinuous muscle fibers running throughout his body. He's absolutely incredible. His mouth going a million miles a minute. It's hot outside today. Let's put him back. Yeah, I know. I love you too. There he goes. And with that, we're going to call it a day. Had no plan today. I was Google mapping water bodies in the car, not while I was driving, and just made a last minute plan, go out to some of the local ponds in this general area, see if you can catch some bass, bluegill, or channel catfish, and we got all three, so quite pleased. Stay tuned, more to come. Until then, I'll see you guys later. This is the part where I walk off now, and then I just walk behind the camera and turn it off, so